When Airbus A380 assembly was halted in 2021, it gave Boeing the room it required to plug the 777X program in, and the key change was mathematical. 2 engines beat 4 every single time when efficiency becomes the priority. The twin-engine jet had developed such a degree of reliability and regulatory authority that it was just not present when the concept of the superjumbo was developed. Through this, the airlines realized they could no longer justify the long-haul routes with one enormous aircraft. They could fly farther with fewer passengers and still make money. And that is where Boeing had placed itself, waiting and waiting. As the A380 was not filling the seats regularly, Boeing made the second bet on the concept of the right-size long-haul planes. The 777X was not designed to shock the industry with size. It was designed to win on spreadsheets. The 777X family itself is a study in evolution rather than revolution. Boeing did not throw away the 777 platform. It refined it. There are 2 main variants, the 777-8 and the 777-9. Each of them is based on the decades of operational experience of one of the most reliable wide-body aircraft that had been flown ever. Rather than making the company anew, Boeing concentrated on the components that were most important to the airlines: fuel efficiency, range maintenance, and flexibility. The airframe may look familiar, but under the skin, it is a very different machine. New wings built with advanced composite materials stretch farther than any previous 777 wing, and yet fold at the tip so the aircraft can still use existing airport gates. That one design choice says a lot about Boeing's philosophy. Make it better, but do not force the world to rebuild itself around the plane. For engines, the 777X really stands apart from all that preceded it. GE9X is the largest turbofan engine to be installed on a commercial plane, although it is not a flex, it is a solution. The larger fans have to move more air at a slower rate, and that one principle is the key to a number of benefits. A slower air would imply more efficiency, less fuel consumption, and the levels of noise becoming considerably lower. The GE9X was designed from the ground up with that reality in mind. It applies tremendous impulse, but in moderation. The use of advanced materials enables the engine to tolerate the high temperatures, and this enhances performance without the need to consume more fuel. Accurate aerodynamics decreases drag within the engine core, and novel combustor technology decreases emissions and decreases acoustic effects in and around airports. This is not just about power, it is about sustainable power, delivered consistently over thousands of flight hours. Combined with the new flight deck and cabin systems of the 777X, the aircraft will start to feel less like an upgrade and more like a conversion point. It is basically a copy of the cockpit of 787 Dreamliner with more automatization, better clean interfaces, and better situational awareness to the pilots. Systems in the cabin combine to make the experience inside the cabin less noisy and smooth, which passengers experience even though they may not know how. In that regard, the 777X is not simply a replacement of older wide bodies. It is stealthily redefining the expectation of airlines and passengers of what a flagship long-haul aircraft should be. The 777-9 is the highlight within such a family. This is the airliner Boeing is counting on when it comes to making the largest long-range routes of the future. It offers capacity that sits comfortably between older jumbo jets and smaller wide bodies. It has a slightly over 400 passengers in a normal airline setup that happens to be a sweet spot. It is big enough but premium cabins and cargo revenue without being too large to remain full on a broader spectrum of route. It is that balance that the A380 was never able to attain on a regular basis. You need not go far in comparing the 777-9 and the A380 to see the difference. The A380 was constructed to make an impression and prove later on. It might have a capacity of up to approximately 500 to over 850 passengers depending on the configuration, which looked impregnable on paper and was too tempting when being presented. Nevertheless, aviation is not a slideshow. It runs on load factors. To make an aircraft that large profitable, airlines needed near-perfect demand on very specific routes every single day. That meant full cabins, consistent premium sales, and little room for seasonal weakness or sudden market shifts. When any part of that equation slipped, the economics unraveled quickly. The scale that once felt like an advantage became a liability. That is where the 777-9 takes a very different approach, and the difference is intentional. It does not chase extremes. It targets reality. With a capacity that sits comfortably above older wide bodies but well below super jumbo levels, the 777-9 aligns with how airlines actually plan routes today. Its range covers global long-haul demands without forcing carriers to overcommit seats they may not sell. Just as importantly, it does this while burning significantly less fuel per seat. With 2 engines instead of 4, maintenance becomes simpler, crew training costs are reduced, and long-term operating expenses fall sharply. Airlines are not just buying aircraft, they are buying decades of inspections, overhauls, staffing, and regulatory compliance. In that long view, the 777-9 carries far fewer financial obligations. That practical thinking continues once the aircraft touches the ground. Airport compatibility becomes quite close in this comparison. The A380 required special gates, reinforced runways, and redesigned taxiways at many airports, which limited where it could fly and how easily it could be reassigned. The 777-9 avoids that trap. Thanks to folding wingtips, it fits within the existing 777 footprint. Airlines can move it between routes without renegotiating infrastructure or slot constraints. When markets shift, and they always do, that flexibility becomes not just useful, but decisive. What really changed the game was airline behavior itself. Over the past 10 years, major carriers began pivoting away from the idea of moving everyone through mega hubs. Emirates, Lufthansa, Qatar Airways, and Singapore Airlines all adjusted their fleet strategies. Some reduced A380 operations while others retired the aircraft entirely sooner than expected. The rise of point-to-point long-haul travel made ultra-large aircraft less attractive. Passengers wanted more direct routes, and airlines wanted the freedom to open and close routes quickly. The 777-9 fits neatly into that world. It can fly long distances profitably without needing a guaranteed flood of passengers every day. Luxury did not disappear in this shift. It simply became more selective. Instead of spreading opulence across 2 full decks, airlines concentrated premium experiences in smarter ways. The 777-9 offers cabin flexibility that allows carriers to emphasize business and first class without sacrificing efficiency. Larger windows, improved pressurization, and refined interior lighting borrowed from the Dreamliner all contribute to passenger comfort. Real-world examples already show how airlines plan to use this. Lufthansa's Allegris cabin concept focuses on personalization and privacy. Emirates continues to invest heavily in first-class suites, knowing the 777-9 gives it the space to do so without the burden of an oversized aircraft. Underneath that passenger experience is a set of technical choices that define the aircraft. The folding wingtips are more than a novelty. They allow for a longer, more efficient wing while preserving airport compatibility. The composite wing structure reduces weight and improves aerodynamic performance. Digital flight systems bring updated fly-by-wire elements to a platform that has always emphasized pilot awareness and control. These are not flashy changes, but they add up to measurable gains in efficiency and, most importantly, safety. The certification itself has not been easy because it has been marred with a lot of obstacles. The problems have been from slow deliveries, moving to production delays, regulatory examination, and even engine testing. The internal turmoil of Boeing following the 737 MAX crisis put additional pressure and hurt the reputation with both regulators and customers. The COVID-19 also further affected the airline planning and compelled most airline companies to put off fleet decisions. Yet despite all of this, the order book for the 777-9 remains significant. Emirates stands as the largest customer, viewing the aircraft as the backbone of its future long-haul operations. Lufthansa and Qatar Airways are balancing 787 aircraft with 777-9 orders to maintain flexibility. Singapore Airlines and ANA are taking smaller numbers but placing them strategically on flagship routes. Competition remains real. Airbus offers capable alternatives in the A350 family, and airlines are more cautious than ever. No one is rushing into massive orders without a clear economic justification, but that caution actually favors the 777-9. It was designed for exactly this environment, an aircraft that promises strong returns without demanding perfect conditions. A review of the reasons the A380 vision was unsuccessful can explain why the 777X could do well. The Superjumbo was constructed with the assumption that the air traffic would further be more concentrated in major hubs. Rather, technology and preference among consumers drove the industry into dispersion. Operating costs and infrastructure demands made the A380 unforgiving. Boeing took the opposite approach. They decided to focus on incremental improvement and considerable flexibility when it comes to scalability, as well as a deep respect for airline economics. Advances in twin-engine operations allowed aircraft like the 777-9 to fly ultra-long routes safely and efficiently, removing one of the last advantages four-engine jets once held. As the industry looks toward the next 20 years, the picture becomes clearer. Fleets will likely consist of fewer very large aircraft and more highly efficient wide bodies capable of long-range missions. Boeing intends to position the 777X family as a cornerstone of that future alongside the 787. There is room for freighter variants and cargo conversions, which further strengthen the business case. The 777-8, with its ultra-long-range potential, could serve niche routes that demand endurance over capacity, offering another tool for airlines that value flexibility above all else. Beyond numbers and forecasts, the end of the super aircraft era marks a shift in mindset. Aviation is no longer about creating the largest aircrafts, but smart aircrafts. The 747 and the A380 will never be a light matter since they are the embodiments of ambition and confidence. But the 777-9 represents something quieter but arguably more important: discipline. It asks airlines a simple question: do you want prestige or do you want profit? Increasingly, the answer is both, but only if they can coexist. The 777-9 suggests that maybe they can.